right now. So now we're live.
Now we're live. Are you sure?
We're 100%. I'm telling you we're live. Don't say something
don't.
bad. Don't be bold. Be really good. Do you know what
I mean, don't be mentioning the fact that I got another complaint from the same
I mean? No,
complainant
don't.
that just so happened to be the.
That's-
Okay. I'm not taking legal action. Don't worry, I'm not. Okay.
Oh my god. You are nuts.
What?
You're absolutely
Okay.
nuts. Evening, William. Look at that. Hello, William. How are we? Jonathan Ramirez, excellent. Kit Charles, both full. Both full. What, me and him? Him? Tell a wee story actually about Brendan being full. Friday night, Brendan was full.
Can't remember.
Anyone who was
Sorry.
on our chat on Friday night knows that Brendan was full. It was great crack. So it was.
We had
There
to
we go.
support the pubs. The pubs just opened in the north after God knows how long, so we just took full advantage and supported the
Listen,
people who support us.
the pubs obviously cared so much about you joining them, so they did. Well done. Robert, Mark, also, how are we? Shane, yes. Any news on the Gloria? We're going to talk about the Gloria. Why not talk about? We'll just talk about everything. Sinead, evening. Liam, hello, how are we? Look, Brendan's actually filling in tonight. It was my stupid mistake. I've got so many people scheduled in for this, right? And I'd written down Chris, penciled it in, and I won't explain who Chris is just now, but penciled Chris in, and then I made a silly wee thing. I was like, I'm not too sure if he is actually on tonight, so I'll phone him just in case. And when I phoned him, he went, "No, laddie, I'm not on tonight." And I was like, "Listen, that's dead on." Because could you imagine if I dialed him in at night, 9 o'clock tonight, and he was just not ready for it? So Brendan obviously stepped in for the crack. But look, some exciting stuff to talk about. So here we go. There we go. Robert also.
Oh, where's Rob Hobby's in the Dreamcatcher? I'm really looking forward to seeing what's on the agenda tonight. My brother Sean and his wife Bethan are just back from Wales. That's where they live. The lovely wee niece come over for a bit of crack, so I was up hanging out with her, watching Paul O'Grady run after dogs.
2 pints and Brendan's telling a lamppost all about the technical file. I've seen the picture. The picture was absolutely epic. And listen, no bullshit tonight. Can I just say something? Actually, and I'll be frank, something really wonderful happened. Not last week, but the week before. And actually, and Brendan, I am being all sincere when I say this. I got a lovely phone call from Irish Whiskey Association. So thank you very much, William Lavelle, for giving us a call. Who really wants to get involved in the festival. So I am actually chuffed for that, and I'm looking forward to it because actually I think it gives the festival an opportunity to have lots of discussion, and I think I can see that happening now. There's a lot of discussion, a lot of debate, and remember, we're a festival. So number one, we're about the whiskey tastings. Number two, we're about music, comedy, crack, food, but we've also got debates and Q&A sessions. And there's going to be some opportunity there for people to have a conversation. Why can't we, when we've got so many people from the whiskey world, not just here in Ireland, but from all over, talking about whiskey, talking about different flavour profiles, talking about what type of whiskey types we like, be it single malts, pot stills, rye, bourbons, lots of different things, okay? Really, really interesting. Second call, Brendan, that I had a call from the Scotch Malt Whisky Society. So these guys here
Oh, brilliant!
called us
brilliant!
up, and look,
Yeah,
they want to be
more
part
like
of the
it.
festival as well. So do you know what? We're going to have the Scotch Malt Whisky Society joining us at the festival. Big news there, because actually,
That's good news. Yeah.
really want them to be involved so bad, because they bring so much to the whiskey world. They really do. I mean, they've dedicated a long time in the making of great bottles of whiskey. That as members, first of all, if you're a member of the Scotch Malt Whisky Society, you already know the score. You already know that you're getting great produce. And if you don't, check them out. This bottle here I have in my hand, Belfast Whisky Club score their whiskies. We score them out of 10. We don't give decimal points. We score them 1 to 10. 1 being frickin' awful, absolutely awful liquid. 10 being unicorn piss, the most amazing liquid that you've ever tasted or would expect to taste. And then we do it, collectively. So we take all those numbers and we divide that number by the people who are there that night, and we get a collective score. This bottle here, this one here specifically, this bottle here, which is called Twinning. This is a cask number, or society cask number 7. 7 is the distillery point, and then this is the cask number 243. This one here, distillery number 7, is Longmorn. This is a 16-year-old Longmorn. Okay, cask strength comes in at 59.8%. Initial cask is a second fill bourbon barrel, and it's then a first fill PX. But oh my God, it scored out an average of an 8 out of 10 within our club. It now makes it one of the highest ranked whiskies that we've ever given.
That was last week, wasn't it?
It's stunning. And this is why we're so chuffed to have Scottish Malt Whisky Society on board, because they're the purveyors. They are the purveyors of the finest whiskies ever. They go around all the great distilleries and new distilleries and take liquid and then rehouse it, rebottle it, and give it to us. And we are very, very blessed for them to come on board. So absolutely looking forward to that. And I knew you would, Brendan, because I know that you're in love with their liquids that they have coming out. So I have a wee drama of it.
For sake. I thought that was going to come up on our lucky dip night in the Belfast Whisky Club last week. I'm glad it hasn't, because it was too pissed to go. But we tasted it just the week before. I scored it an 8. It was a high 8. My God, but it was still an 8. Perfect.
So there's an echo. It must be the echoes from Brendan. So if I'm talking, it's echoing through Brendan. So sorry about that, Kit. Apologies.
Fixed. If I turn mine down, that's it fixed.
So yeah, that's what we're dealing with. Did I not buy that bottle, Gareth? You probably did. There's actually 2 bottles. So this is bottle number 2. There's actually 2 bottles. So you don't worry about it, son. There was 2 bottles. Cause I used one for a private tasting as well. So it's okay.
Gareth, he's a wee skipper.
Oh my God, he's freaking out.
I can't believe I missed that auction. Oh, right.
Don't freak out. Do you know what else I brought to the table just now? This. It's causing some controversy.
That was the reject bottle.
Look at that number, boy. Look at that number. Oh, 01. 001.
But it was a reject for it was a reject bottle.
Reject.
It wasn't a full bottle, and it wasn't fully closed. And the label got ruined. So yeah, we handed it on to Paul for tasting. That was good fun. Paul, this isn't meant to be about cologne. I'm only here on a Belfast Whisky
I'm not
Week
talking about
capacity.
cologne. I'm looking at a bottle right now. I'm not going to talk about cologne at all. I'm looking at a bottle, not even going to mention cologne. I don't even know if it's a distillery. Is it a distillery? Does it even have distillery status right now?
I don't even know who owns it.
Of whiskey.
I don't know who those guys are.
One collector's item. Unfortunately, it's got the.
So it's all about it. Good fun.
Smell that way. Oh yeah, I'm liking that, Brendan. Anyway,
thanks very much.
I brought it to the table just because it was there, so we won't talk about that again. I'll go straight back to the Longmorn. Mm-hmm.
Paul, do you like my memorabilia from last year?
Mate, you've got some amount of memorabilia. I mean,
this is all the Belfast Whisky Week stuff.
It's all over the place. We're looking forward to the new boxes. Hopefully, you're looking forward to the new stuff, the new designs.
Can't wait.
It's nice to see the new stuff coming out. Paul is the 4th man. What does that mean? Am I missing? There's a lot of chat going on here. I didn't even notice there's some amount of chat going on. Here, you guys are chatting away. Good on you. Royal Mail has lost his bottle. We're not even going to talk about the bottle. If Royal Mail has lost your bottle, I have some here. I can send you a sample.
Who should post with Royal Mail?
I can send you a sample. I think, we won't talk about that anymore. Let's just talk about something even better. Gloria. So, these Gloria bottles. We're not talking, remember, we're not mentioning the K word.
We're not talking about that distillery, okay.
We're talking about Gloria.
Right,
So
right.
Gloria
Get with the
needs to be
G.
spoken about for a moment. Just
Mm.
give an update, Brendan. Where is Gloria at the moment? Where is she?
Gloria is bottled and ready to go. As
Boom.
a
So you
small
need to
batch.
hear. That's it.
Yeah.
That's all. And here I heard there's a wee thing called Seltzer. Seltzer. What's that? Seltzer.
The
Seltzer.
seltzers.
There's lots of seltzer that we all need to start, purchasing at some point. Seltzers are good things for the summertime. Good things for the festival. Get your seltzers in while you can. We're going to have a whole session on seltzers. Again, I'm not going to mention the distillery where they come from. Do you know what I mean? But looks
There's
good to me.
blackberry bramble seltzers and mint mojito.
Mint.
Rum
Mint.
mojito or dark rum
Or
mojito.
rum mojito. Mojito.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the seltzer.
Buy them by the case. Best way to go. It only is 4 calories in a case.
How much? In a case?
No, but they are so low. They're so low in cal, you know.
Class. Right, okay. Okay. So, listen, I have to give some updates, okay? Because this is what, quickies are all about that. We're all about having a bit of a quickie. 2 seconds. Sorry. Anyway, we're all about a quickie. Kilhoman. Wow. Boom.
Hard to beat.
Boom. Classic. Oh, very hard to beat. Absolutely delightful whiskey. Very, very hard to beat. No, some updates. We tried to get the email list set up so people could register for today. It just wasn't working. The link that we're trying to get into the 2 systems just wasn't working. So we're trying to get that done. It might even be up tonight later on. If it's not, hopefully it's done tomorrow. But remember, this is when everyone can sign up to the festival for free just now, and they can come and take part in the taster session. So we're trying to redirect everyone to the website. And I also thought, I don't want to direct people to the website if that's not working. Thus, the tickets aren't on sale yet. So those passes have not gone on sale until that mailing list goes up. So yeah, and look, I think we're just flying ahead. I've had so many calls in the last couple of days, Brendan, that I've been reaching out to people. And I'm telling you, I want to tell the world about the festival. So I'm reaching out to people from all over the world. And thank you. So those that have literally taken calls from everywhere: South Africa, Canary Islands, America, Australia. So I mean, if you're picking up the phone to me, like I'm the random person phoning you, and you're picking up the phone to me, or you're phoning me, and we're having that conversation. Thank you so much, because you've been such stars taking calls. I mean, for my time, I took a call here at 4 a.m. the other day just to make sure I got to speak to someone, just to make sure that we're getting the message out there, that we're talking to people, because actually the festival member is run by this, the community. I might be doing a lot of work. I want to give a big shout out to the people who are doing a lot of. There is a festival on, James. Exactly. I mean, could you even think? I mean, is there even a festival? I mean, I'm not too sure. Have we spoken about it enough? I don't think so. I think we need to keep on telling people about it. I want to give a shout out to Johnny Lloyd, who's been doing a lot of see this beautiful pink magenta thing that you have going on here, that all the styling and stuff. He's been doing a lot of that, helping us out, making sure we've got the message out to people. And we've got Grace now on board. So Grace, who I think took some photography work. I'm sure she did. It was in Forbes magazine. Fair play to her. She did. Grace Fagan did some photography for 2 Stacks. Has done some stuff for Balloon.
Yeah.
She's now going to be doing a hell of a lot of work for us in the background. Okay, she has a special fancy title. I think it's production executive. I mean, whatever that meant, I don't know. And then we've got Stuart, who's festival producer. I mean, I know Stuart Drennan. I don't know if he's on tonight, but he is. I mean, he's key to what's going on in terms of production run for the actual event itself.
Is Stuart an award-winning producer, Paul?
He's an award. We really should have said that. He's an award-winning producer.
The Dig,
and an award-winning scriptwriter. Guy is an absolute legend. So the fact that he's come on board to deal with the chaos which I'm giving him. And you know what? We've got there's a lot of people in the background helping out, and it's exciting to see. We've got Justin and Julia are doing a lot of work for us. So in the background, sourcing very good hosts and compares for the festival. That's something that we're focusing on. But we really want to see lots of people who aren't just from here, who aren't just from Ireland, working around the world, getting involved in the festival as much as they can to bring people together, but have a familiar voice and a familiar face, maybe from the country you're from. So looking at lots of different presenters. which has been good to see. And look, the conversations I've had with distilleries, it's been good fun. So far, everyone just seems to be wanting to get involved, putting down their ideas as to what their events are going to look like. So we're very. What is Challenge 4? Challenge 4? I haven't put Challenge 4 up, and I really should have. I was going to introduce Challenge 4 tonight, but look, I will, Michael. Don't worry about it. You'll have the chance to compete for Challenge 4. Do not stress yourself. But you know what? We've done well in the challenges so far. Everyone has actually played a part in creating that. First Rule Whiskey Club, we do talk about Whiskey Club. Of course, listen, don't be frightened to talk about Whiskey Club. About Belfast Whiskey Week. Don't be frightened to talk about it, okay? Tell your friends. Do you know what I mean? It's all good. And he's not going to be, look at this. We're going to ban Kit Charles. He wants to be mayor. He wants to be mayor of something. I don't know what it is.
I want to be mayor of Belfast. By all means.
Do you know what? One of our like really staunch supporters, and he's on most of the time, but I know he's looking after his dad just now, and he's putting a bit of effort in. Is Peter Galbraith, and Peter said to me, and I found out because I was only talking to him this afternoon, and I said I'm not 100% sure if the guest I have coming on tonight is actually coming on, and he said, listen, just make sure you're on for the crack anyway, for the banter, but get someone good on to join you tonight. And I was like, who can I get on that's good crack?
I can't believe you let him down.
Who left me with such a smile on my face on Friday night? Brendan Carty. So and I want to say, it was good. Honestly, it was good fun on Friday night. We had a very good tasting. Everyone had a bit of banter, but Brendan Carty came into the conversation a wee bit late. Sarah, who starred actually on Monday night, so she'd actually recovered from her entire hangover. So she'd managed to do that. But she came in a wee bit late, a couple of wine glasses deep into the conversation, and then went straight on to the whiskey. Brendan, I don't know what planet you're on, but you were tasting whiskies. This is how funny this is. Every whiskey for Lucky Dip Night was numbered, but it has a special number attached to the number. So Brendan's talking to me going, this number 2 is not number 2. It's definitely not. It can't be that. I'm tasting this. It's not that. It's not peated or whatever it is. And we're like, Brendan, what one are you drinking? Oh, number 2. But it wasn't number 2. It was bottle number 2, which actually equated to whiskey number 64 or something on the list. Brendan Carty, that was hilarious. You didn't quite get what was happening. And it was fun.
I can't remember anything about it.
We'll not forget. Well, we won't forget. Don't worry about it, because we will not forget. So I tell you what, a very strange one today. I was doing a wee bit of business today that I had to resolve. And do you know what? Funnily enough, we talk about the coronavirus issue and people coming in and out of the country, quarantining and other such things. I had a guy I know today picked up a cat yesterday. Sorry, not a cat. 4 cats yesterday, who came from South Africa, who didn't have to quarantine. The cats themselves, 4 of them, came all the way from South Africa and didn't quarantine. What's that all about? Just saying, we're having to quarantine here for 14 days or something, and the cats are coming in without any quarantine. Do you know what I mean? I was like, that's mad. That's just mental,
What sort of cats were they?
I know you're a cat lover, Brendan. I just thought you'd appreciate that. You can get your cats flown in anywhere around the world at the moment. There's no quarantine issues.
That's great. So your cats can go on holidays, we can't.
Your cat can go on holiday. There's no doubt about that. You can send your cat wherever you want, and it can come backwards. No quarantine.
Ryanair, here we go.
I'm not sure if it was Ryanair that was flying in from South Africa, but if it was, that would have been an interestingly cheap flight. Will a donkey have to quarantine, Robert? I'm not too sure. Robert, I don't know, mate. Just don't know.
Kit Charles is obsessed with donkeys. So
listen, the wee donkey for Belfast, is that what you thought it goes on about? Couple of lines there were indeed, Liam. There were wee Simbas. That's all. Just wee Simbas. That's all they were. So for those who don't know, we're actually having a whiskey festival here in Belfast, which is streamed virtually. What I would love people to think about is, I was having a conversation and I was being brutally honest with someone the other day, and I might have mentioned on Monday as well, but I'm going to keep mentioning it. There's over 200 hours worth of content in this festival. That's 200 hours worth of content. That's 9 days with 2 simultaneous 12-hour streams. That's 24 hours of content per day for 9 days. Please keep telling people that when you're talking to people and you're saying, I'm going to get involved in Belfast Whisky Week. You know, there's a couple of hours content. No, there's not. There's 200 odd hours of content. It is not 9 hours of content talking about one specific thing. It is, and you don't have to pay, you know, crazy money to get involved. Do you know what I mean? I try and have a bit of fun. I don't want to rat people out and call people out, but come on, 200 plus hours of content says it all. You know, we've got so many distilleries, particularly here in Ireland, who really want to get out to the world and talk to people. Let's make that a big deal. Let's make it a big deal and let them have the airtime they deserve. But yeah,
Paul, you can also come. We can also come to the events as well, can't we?
You can now. Listen, 100%. Belfast at the moment is an open marketplace. Come here, go crazy, go wild. No, there's still restrictions. You know, we've still got restrictions in buildings. So wherever we're going to be filming, we will have a restriction. But the chances are, look, when we're doing these tastings, you know, you're going to be able to come in and do them. You know, they're live tasting events. We want you to come. We're just not going to force the hand of you. We're not going to drag you in to the bar, but we are going to say, if you're in Belfast during the festival and you want to come, bring your wee box with you because your whiskies will be inside it. You know, your glassware's there. Come and enjoy the festival. Wear your t-shirt because if you've got a t-shirt, it's class. You know what I mean? If you want a hip flask, we've got hip flasks. You can order a hip flask. You know, bring your hip flask. Don't need to borrow anything else. Just bring the hip flask. Come into the festival for the crack. Do you know what? We would love to see people, Brendan. I'm telling you, it would be absolutely buzzing to see some of the events with people in it. And I'm going to take a wild flying guess, right? But I'm going to assume that the majority of people who are from Belfast and the Belfast area will make use of the fact that specifically they can come to some of these venues and take part in the tastings. Of course they are.
It's only 2 hours. It's only 2 hours north of Dublin. You know, like if you're in Dublin, you're just in the motorway, especially if you're driving off peak. You know, you're less than 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like it's an hour and 10 from here, and I'll be going. So
if they're allowed up, let's be honest. If people in the south and those that are listening, if people in the south are allowed to travel and they're given the green light to come across the border, then why wouldn't you come up? Why would you not get the train up? Why would you not, you know, make the effort? I think I would definitely say, even if you come and stay the night, you know, stay in one of the, you know, the great hotels that we're going to be using. So the Europa, Grand Central. Do you know what I mean? If you want to go even a wee bit more further out, you can stay at Stormont or the Culloden, a wee bit more, spa, get yourself a wee spa day, you know, at the end of the sessions. But look, yes, come to Belfast, even if you're from the south. But I don't want to be the person that promotes this, you know, breaking rules. So if there's a rule put in place, if the government in the south say, listen, you can't travel north, don't travel north. If you're in the north and they say you can't go to a bar because we're going to shut the bars again, don't go to the bar. But let's be honest, our behaviour, what we're doing, how we behave socially is going to make it a lot easier, isn't it? We're all going to be able to do what we want to do. And hopefully that's a good thing. Do you know what I mean? Was that your cat?
no, the phone died. It's one of them days. Everything's just gone upside down. Some guy rang as well. I was like, "Here, what are you doing?" And I was just home from work. Get on the internet here now. Okay.
I wasn't as hard. Hold on, I was very polite. I said, "Are you busy?"
I'm delighted. I was doing nothing anyway. Sat all day, just twiddling my thumbs. You know.
Oh, brilliant! Absolutely brilliant.
But that's great.
Listen,
I think it's class. But the thing is, right, in 2 weeks' time, you're allowed to travel outside your county in the Republic. So I'd say, like, by the time of the festival, you definitely will come north or east if you're coming from
but
Donegal
that's good news.
Yeah,
That is good news, and rightly so. I would love to see, because there's some great people in the south who've really supported the event so far. So I would love to see that happen. I really would. I'm absolutely buzzing if people can come up for it. Yeah, I think it would be lovely to see all hands on deck. But remember, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be people's choice. I mean, I'll be there. I won't be at every tasting. I have to caveat that. There's no way I can be at every tasting. Tried that before. There's so many tastings this year. No chance.
There's a few funny instances last year. Oh dear.
Yes. Yes.
I think
Thanks
so.
very
I think
much.
I actually filled in for you in an emergency once last
You did.
year.
You did. You did.
Well,
And look, we've got some specialised tastings this year as well. So really interested to see the Friend of Bruichladdich tasting set, which is up. We've also then got
unbelievable.
100% now. We've got
Unbelievable.
2 pre-1980 Scotch tastings. So that's 2 pre-1980 Scotch tastings. There's 2 pre-1980s. Sorry, 2 pre-19. No, 1 pre-1970s Irish whiskey tasting and 1 pre-1980s Irish whiskey tasting. So those two are in the bag as well. So that's 5. We've then got we've got the
This is going to be on the tasting. This, like,
that one
this,
there.
I think
I believe
this is the
tasting.
nicest whiskey I've tasted this year. Probably in my life.
Well, there you
It's
go, because
powerful.
that is on the tasting. I'm glad
Sarah
you're
Cask.
telling people that.
It is just so good.
We've put together. There's probably in around about 15 at the moment, 20 special tastings which look at high end products, hard to find products, new products, lots of different things that we're putting together which are unique to the festival. You're only going to get it at this festival. You just cannot get it anywhere else. Anyone who's doing these little tastings all over the place, you ain't gonna. We're going to have a Redbreast masterclass. Remember that Redbreast masterclass? I would love to see all the Redbreast dream casks side by side. Would that not be a phenomenal thing?
You don't get that.
So we're definitely going to try and do that. You know, we're going to look at. You know, we like to do things properly. We don't like to do things by half. So lots of fun.
What about Paul? There's a crowd as well over in Tasmania. A lot of distilleries in Tasmania, and I think they do amazing whiskies. Like at Belgrove Distillery, are they getting involved in any way?
No, you're plugging that up. Yeah, look, Belgrove are involved. Do you know what? I believe, from what I know, we're going to have lots of. There's lots of whiskey coming from different parts of the world. So we're going to have lots of whiskey coming from different parts of the world. I will make sure we have lots of Australian whiskey available to people in the festival. Lots of American I want to bring in American bourbon over here. Do you know what I mean? We're looking at Canadian whiskies. You know, we're certainly looking at Asian whiskies and European stuff. So, like, the boys at Macmira, I mean, I'm loving that. I'm loving the fact I can now say the name properly at Macmira. You know, they've now got 2 tastings on the go. So they're going to have 2 tastings in the festival. I think that says it all. They see how important the festival can be. We want to see, lots of different distilleries providing, what they have available. I had a lovely conversation today, and if it comes off, this will be a first. If it comes off, we're going to have a Welsh distillery not making Welsh whiskey. Have a think about that one. Interesting. So, like a bottle and bonder in Wales, who are doing some interesting things. So if that pulls off, I'll be very excited. So looking forward to lots of different people. It's a melting pot. It should be very eclectic,
Yeah. Paul, I meant
definitely.
to forward an email to you. I got an email today from my cousin who's coming off in Kerry. Can't wait, but his missus doesn't really drink, and she's wondering is there anything she can do at the festival? If people are drinking.
Brendan, you're such a good co-host because you're just making me answer all the good questions. Obviously, because we've got, first of all, if you don't like whiskey, I don't care. Come to the festival anyway because you're going to have the opportunity to have a rum tasting, so you can get rum. I mean, we've got a premium rum tasting. You know what I mean? We'll have. I think there's a couple of guys, definitely a couple of distillers that are putting in some gin. So there's going to be some gin tasting. We've got some cocktail making classes. Look, I think we
even for those people who don't like spirits. What about
sorry?
People who don't drink.
People who don't drink, yes, okay, come on. There's the comedy, there's the music, there's things, debates and Q&A sessions. You're funny, But I would say that there's a conversation came up today. Lovely fella I was talking to, and if he's listening, I am very interested in talking about an AMNAC, potential. So I mean, like doing something a little bit different. So Armagnac would be interesting. Water tasting, Liam Foley. That's funny. And I tell you what, we had a discussion years ago.
He's going to do it now.
I don't know if everyone remembers this discussion, but we had a discussion a couple of years back. I think about 4 years ago, three or 4 years ago. And the Merchant Hotel, and the great guides down at the Merchant, well done. for doing this. They've got a great whiskey selection, but they also have a specialty water selection. And you can purchase very, very expensive water from the merchant. Very expensive. And they've got different types of water. So actually, you think that's
glaciers and stuff.
It's freaking real. If you want to have a water tasting, we could do that. I'll go and get some Highland Park and get some River Rock, and we'll put it all together, and we'll just see what happens. I could do that. That could be fun. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, look, we can have a bit of crack. There's food tastings. I think the food tastings are great. You know, we're doing some food pairings there. So look, even if you ditch the whiskey, pour it down the sink or something, you at least eat your donuts, eat your cheese. Do you know what I mean? Eat your Cuban food. Do you know what I mean? Eat what you know, eat all the food. I mean, if you're going to eat like ribs and chicken wings, you know, with the bourbons, go ahead. Do you know what I mean? So for a lot of the tasting stuff, that's going to be Belfast bound, really. We might get some of that stuff out. You know, actually, the whole of Northern Ireland we've got on for the food tastings. If we can get some of the stuff into Dublin for the food tastings, we will. But worldwide for the food tastings, I think probably the only thing it will do will be the chocolate tastings. So we've got a chocolate pairing that'll go worldwide. The other food stuff.
You serious?
Yeah, we've got chocolate and whiskey pairing.
Can I throw our chocolate into it? We've got chocolate.
Oh
We've got rum and raisin chocolate. I need to start.
I wouldn't even
getting
mention
that
what distillery that comes from, but if you've got your chocolate that you want to put in there, you can do it. You can do that. Yeah. Someone keeps on saying cigar pairing, and do you know what, Michael? I'm on it. I'm definitely on the cigar pairing. I'm going to look at it and see whether or not it's something I can do. So if I can do it, I will promise I'll come back on Monday and I'll say yes or no, right? Promise I'll do it.
If you're going to do cigars, maybe tie it in with coffee or tea or something like that.
Yeah, no.
It might work well with coffees.
Fairly impressed.
Maybe not.
I was fairly impressed with some of these pairings that have been done before. So I was fairly impressed with Bushmills did a tea pairing. Really impressed with that. So there's definitely stuff that can be done. Send you a donut. Okay, Robert. I mean, if the donuts could survive all the way to Sweden, I would do it. But I'm just kind of conscious that they might die in the process. You know, these are specialty donuts. They're not like, you know, they're not like, you know, your donuts that last like months. They probably last just a day or two. Donuts to Dublin. I can do it, mate. Connor, I'm all over it. Of course I can do it. I'll get donuts down to Dublin. I drive down to Dublin myself and drop them off. You know, that's the way I roll. There's no messing about there, Connor. There's no messing about at all. Good. Well, get Will's self over. He's just finished the series on R4 and what? Right. Okay. Yes. Okay. I have no idea what you're saying, but yeah, look, that's where we're at. Plenty of stuff to talk about. Genuinely plenty. Let's just keep on rolling and rolling and rolling. Lots more stuff to keep coming. But Brendan, thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for all the banter. I'm loving all the chat in the room as well. It's just, do you know what? It's a breath of fresh air coming on here on a Monday and a Wednesday. So we do have a couple of guests lined up for next week. I won't be let down because at least I know the person who was meant to be on this week is definitely on next week. So that's gonna be all right. And it was my fault. Brilliant. I wasn't let down. It's my fault, you know. He sent one donut down south, but two arrived. They Dublin. Oh, that's funny, Liam. That was really good. Some of our chat in here, you guys are just hilarious. Do you know what I mean? Keep going.
It's a good
they've been on the whiskey. It's like they've been on the whiskey all day.
It's a really good turn up. It really is.
Oh, do you know what? I'm absolutely.
What do you call the boy, the gardener? Titchmarsh. What's his name again?
Alan.
Apparently he died.
No, what?
There's a really big turn up at his funeral. Turn up.
Oh,
turn
come
up.
on, Brandon.
Turn
Brandon,
up.
that was bad. Like,
oh, he's not dead.
Do you know what? That's really crap because I was nearly feeling bad there if he died.
But it was a big turn up. Like, do you ever see it? All right.
Oh my God, that's really awful. I know what you're saying. I know your joke. Your joke was
Jesus wept. Come on. Is anybody thinking this is a laugh and a half? No.
Right.
Yes, Robert. Good man.
Look, I laughed with you. It just wasn't that funny. The joke, that joke died. Thank you, Michael. See, you're a good man. Here, and also here, see, when they had the funeral at the graveyard. It was at the graveyard, wasn't
it? Yes, Paul. Why?
No.
Oh no, I was waiting for your. I thought you were going to come up with a better one.
Oh, I thought we're dying again there. Enough. That's pretty crap. Stick to the distilling. There you go. Boom.
You're right, David. I will indeed.
Oh my God, Liam Brogan, stop coming out with the jokes. What's going on here? Put the garden joke right. Good night, Sláinte. We shall see you Monday. Hopefully by then,
Good
there's
one,
loads of
Liam.
crack happening. Keep an eye on the wee pages. Keep an eye. Challenge 4 will come out. Challenge 4 is on the burn. I might just release it tomorrow. Okay, Challenge 4. Keep an eye on it if you want to get involved. Happy days. Sláinte. Good night. Cheers.
Sláinte.